And welcome into Getting Help from Uncle Sam. You know, if you're in the state of Alabama, you're very fortunate because most state agencies give you great service, especially if you're a senior. Number one of all state agencies is the Office of Secretary of State. When you need something done, it'll be done correct and it'll be done quickly. And today I have with me the person that's in charge of that office. John Merrill, you are the Secretary of State, and welcome back, young man.
Jack, thanks. It's always good to be with you.
Busy times, right?
Yes, sir, no doubt.
As we get closer to that magic day in November, that everybody's pulling their hair out.
Absolutely. We're within a 50-day window of getting to the elections, and I know the heightened awareness that people feel every day,
Yes.
whether it's on social media, whether it's watching the media, print, whatever it happens to be, even your friends and neighbors are talking about it.
Well, it seems like the hot button. Every year or every election, there's some kind of hot button.
Yes, sir.
This one seems to be two words, mail-in and
Yes,
then
sir.
vote harvesting.
Yes, sir.
Let our viewers kind of know what those two things amount to.
Well, Jack, first and foremost, we need to know that neither one of those things you introduced are permitted by law, by statute in the state of Alabama.
Thank God.
Not vote harvesting is illegal. That means that multiple ballots can be collected by a single individual and brought into and delivered to the absentee election manager or the election person in your county. That's not allowed in the state of Alabama.
Is that allowed anywhere legally?
It is. Yes, sir.
Legally.
It is allowed legally in certain states, and it's very unfortunate because the security mechanisms that are in place are basically set aside when you use a ballot harvesting measure. So that's very disconcerting. Now, as far as universal vote by mail is concerned, Alabama does not have universal vote by mail either. There are really only 5 states that have a pure universal vote by mail effort. They are Hawaii, Utah, Colorado, Oregon, and Washington. And in those 5 states, the 3 that do it best, Washington, Colorado, and Oregon, will tell you that to initiate the process, you need to make sure your ballots are being returned by mail currently at a 60% rate.
Basically, my polling place closes at 7 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
If I'm out in the parking lot at 6 o'clock and it's 7 o'clock happens and I'm still in the parking lot,
You can still vote.
okay, I can still vote.
But at 7 o'clock, a poll worker
Goes
from
to the
that
end of the
site
line.
must go to the end
and let him,
stop it.
because that person was not there at the proper time.
That's correct.
Does that happen all over the place?
It does, but not
Okay.
necessarily
Should
in
it
every
happen?
state in the union
Right.
does it different ways.
Okay.
Now, as you know, and this is one of the concerns I have, there are people who are saying that if you put your ballot in the mail by November the 3rd, as long as it arrives in the next 14 days, it ought to be counted. Now, Jack,
For what?
let's be serious.
That's okay. No, I'm being serious.
Because I'm concerned
yes,
that if you can't get it done by election day,
you're not
it
going
shouldn't
to get
be
it done.
counted.
You're
Because
absolutely
election
right.
day is November the 3rd.
That's it.
And it has been the second Tuesday, well, it's actually the first Tuesday after the first Monday of November, and it has been that way since September 17th, 1787, which is Constitution Day.
Absolutely.
So we need to follow the Constitution, Jack.
Absolutely. Well, I agree with you wholeheartedly, and it's the same thing. Now, absentee ballots, they're due in when? I mean,
They're due in
Yeah, I mean,
no
you-
later than noon on election day, but
Okay.
they have to be postmarked by November the 2nd to be in on election
that day.
Yes,
Right,
sir. The
right.
last day to make application, Jack, is October the 29th.
right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So then in the absentee ballots, so they come in by noon on that day. Are they then? When are they counted? After
They're-
the polls close, or
Well, actually, they begin counting them at noon on election day by
Okay.
statute.
okay, good.
And then at that point, they're all counted and reported as the first box whenever the election is
Okay,
over. That's the reason
okay.
if you're watching
Yes.
the election returns, the first votes you ever see come in are absentees.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Yes, sir.
See, you're giving our viewers, I mean, as I walk around, people are always asking these questions, and I tell them that, look, it's all you've got to do. Either go on the Secretary of State website or
Yes, sir.
call them.
Yes, sir.
You have got the best staff of people.
Well, you're kind, Jack. I appreciate that. But
I'm-
look,
I'm
your viewers
real.
can call me directly at 334-328-2787, 334-328-2787. That's my personal cell. You can reach me anytime that's important to you, not when it's convenient for me.
Well, thank you so much. If ever anything we can do from our end, we're here for you.
Jack, thanks.
And remember this, it's going to be a very important election. Do your homework. Find out what's in your heart and find out what's in that candidate's heart. Find out what you want to have happening in America, because you're not going to recognize it if you don't do the right thing. And we'll be right back right after this.